Good morning, welcome back to Meditations and Music. As I mentioned last week, usually like to hyper-focus in on what's going on in the world when we talk about certain songs. And I find myself in a very interesting position this week because if you didn't know, I record these ahead of time. And so I'm currently recording this video before the election in the United States happens. And then it's going to broadcast after the election happens. But also, I'm not a prophet, but based on everything going on in the world and how people had to vote this year and everything, I think it's entirely possible that when I broadcast this at 10 on Wednesday, we may not know any results from the election, anything like that. So not that I would have done a drastically political song anyway, but I'm sort of talking about a time in the future that I have no idea what it could be. And whatever side of any political spectrum that you might be on, I think a lot of people think there's a lot at stake in this election. Most people think this is a very, very important election. But as I was reflecting, what I was actually reflecting on was this oddity that something will be true now that is not true while I'm recording this. So that was very interesting for me. But then it brought me to reflecting on this idea that oftentimes I think the church, especially in the United States, is too salvation focused. And let me explain a little bit what I mean by that. At least the way that we think about salvation, we have these different moments where it's off in the future. Like we have Advent, which tells us wait. We have things like the days after Good Friday, Easter. We have all these moments where we're waiting for some sort of moment of salvation. And I mean, the entire Bible is written that way. It's these things that keep happening over and over and over and over again. When are we going to break out of this? When will be our moment of salvation? Now, when I say we focus too much on it, I don't mean throw it out. But what I do mean is we have this interesting opportunity in these weird in-between times to focus on something significant. And as I was reflecting on what that may be, I don't know what it is, but what that may be in the day between when I record this and when we stream it, it brought me to one of my favorite books in the Bible is Ecclesiastes, because it has these, I like philosophy a lot, and it has these statements like, meaningless, everything is meaningless. The word there actually means something like vapor. All these moments that we exist in are drifting away as we have them. And so what I think our hyper salvation focus does to us is that we spend a lot of time waiting. Now, I don't want to be too political, so let me just put something this way. If you did not like the current administration, it's possible that in the last 4 years, a lot of what has been done is waiting for 4 years, something like that. It could be true on either side of the political spectrum at many moments in the past also. I'm just waiting for this moment of salvation. So sometimes we don't know what to do with ourselves. Many people become very active in the process, and that's awesome. But then I look at this day, this one day where I record one day ahead of time, and who knows when we'll know results. But I record one day ahead of time, and I'm trying to say, truly now, at this point, there's nothing to do to change the outcome, no matter what you want the outcome to be. So what do we focus on in that moment? And it's a good reminder to go back to things like the book of Ecclesiastes and say, every moment is blowing away like the wind. And all we can do is become present in this moment. So our song today is based on that vapor, that moment, and what we can focus on in those moments instead of waiting for moments to be had in the future. If we become present in this moment where we don't know anything, where things are very confusing, when we're waiting on something, what are the things that we can focus on to become present? There's one more thing I want to do before I do the song, and it's this old proverb that I remembered when I was thinking of moments like these. Where we have these perhaps very significant salvation moments coming, and we're waiting for them. It's an old proverb, and it goes like this: There's a story about a Zen master and a little boy. And the boy's father bought him a horse for his 14th birthday, and everyone in the village said, "Isn't that wonderful?" The boy got a horse. And the Zen master said, "We'll see." A couple of years later, the boy fell from his horse, badly breaking his leg, and everyone in the village said, "How awful, he won't be able to walk properly." The Zen master said, "We'll see." Then a war broke out, and all the young men had to go and fight. But this young man couldn't because his leg was still messed up, and everyone said, "How wonderful!" And the Zen master said, "We'll see." How do we worship in these moments of in-between? We become very present to the moment that is passing, even as we talk about the moment that is passing. And so this morning's song is Vapor.
It all, it's a chasing of the wind, the powers of the earth, so pale and thin. We will set ours on you again. Taunts the hearts of men. We can feel it from within, the beauty of it all, the mystery, the swelling of a voice, the rise and sea. Oh, oh God, are holy. Trees clap their hands for you, oceans they dance for you. You are holy. It all, I can never peer within, could never find the words, won't understand the fullness of a God become human. Oh God, are holy. Trees clap their hands for you, oceans they dance for you. You are holy, infinite and holy. A billion suns rise for you, clouds paint the skies for you, mountains stand tall for you, valleys bow down to you, everything rises for you, sing all our songs to you. impossible and holy. Kings become fools for you, kingdoms to ruins for you. Vapor finds ground, music finds sound. Everything rises, everything rises.